Actually helps if you press the go live button. That usually does the trick, doesn't it?
It's always a start. It's like going back a few weeks to when you were away.
Yeah.
I had my little 52-point checklist of everything I needed to press.
Right. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, great flick of Alan Armstrong. Oh, what a beauty! Oh, what a beauty! I waited all my life for that. What a screamer!
Oh, as if we needed a trophy to tell us we're the pride of Cheshire. Take that, crew, you absolute wrong-uns. Hello and welcome to the pre-Watershed County show that should probably be post-Watershed. Don't worry, some of us have promised to behave this week. Sometimes it's like being with a load of flipping zoo animals on here. This is, of course, the Scarf Bagara War, your number one provider of unofficial, unqualified, baseless county opinions. I'm Nick Lee, that's Russ Johnson. We should probably crack on, mate. Lots to get through. But first, how are you? I feel like people come up to me and talk about the show, but they never ask me how you are.
I'm all right, yeah. I'm all right. How are you?
A bit jittery?
Yeah, very jittery. We'll talk about that later. Probably throughout the show.
Well, yeah, just constantly. Since you asked how I am, I fell down the stairs the other day, mate.
Did you?
Yeah, proper. It's not. This isn't like the lead up to the joke.
Oh, right. I thought it was like up to a joke, right?
This isn't like the lead up to me trying some of my terrible stand up. I genuinely fell down the stairs while carrying plates, so I'm in agony this week. I just constantly dosed up on painkillers. It's been horrible. But the painkillers kind of help with like the pressures of the title race.
Yeah, it makes you numb to it. I get that. Yeah, might try that myself. Just taking some painkillers.
I'll come and drop them off, mate. Black Suzuki Swift, mate. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, tonight we have got Chloe Berrowford is going to join us very, very shortly, probably about 25 past 7. We're going to talk about Yeovil and smoke emitting devices, Boreham Wood, Cheshire Senior Cup, National League tin pottery, because there's plenty of that. The promotion push and whether you're nervous or not. I know I am. We've got the ladies to talk about. We've got a ticket giveaway. Yeah, but before that, I think we've got an advert for Arcade Wow that you want to do, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, you're just not even bothering to link it in anymore, are you?
No. Well, I didn't know how to link it in with all the stuff that I just said, so I thought just do that. Just do the sponsors.
Yeah, best way to do it. This week's podcast is sponsored by another Stockport team in fine form, video arcade machine manufacturer Arcade Wow. Their premium quality, brand new retro style arcade machines are popular in homes and businesses. Do what you want with them and come with over 15,000 games, including such classics as Space Invaders, Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. Not Pokemon, as I was reliably informed last week in the comments. You can see all their arcade machines and even arrange a visit to their Stockport showroom at arcadewow.co.uk or see the link in the description. And as part of our collaboration, county fans can get a £50 discount by using code TSBW at the checkout. And if delivery is to the Northwest, you can select collect as your delivery option, and Arcade Wow will deliver and install it for free, saving you a further £99. And we get a kickback as well. So visit Stockport's very own arcadewow.co.uk and save £149 now.
Lovely stuff. It already feels like we're rushing because we've got so much to get through. So let's
innit?
Yeah, let's just relax. Okay, we've got Oxley and Tom from SpireitesWrite waiting in the wings to come and discuss with us the match on Monday. I think it's on Monday, and I think it's 3:00, but we'll discuss that as well in a second. Okay, let's get them out. Hey, boys, you all right?
Yeah, not too bad. I feel like it's a very different situation to the last time we were talking to you, isn't it? From our point of view. Yeah,
well, yeah. It's from ours as well. Oh no, was was we top of the league when we last spoke, or were you top of the league?
I can't remember, I just don't know. I think I'm going to say we were top just for my own pride, but we were fighting, weren't we? We were fighting for it at that point. It's safe to say now. Well, I mean, it was got weeks ago for us, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, so that's really the opening question, and I guess more questions will lead on from this. What has happened since we drew with you 2-2?
Losing Kabonga.
Don't say injuries. Don't say injuries. Let's try and go without saying injuries.
It's the first thing I've got to say. Losing Kabonga Shamanga was the big one, really. I think. Obviously, we've been plagued by injuries all season to a certain extent, but Shamanga was the big one. He'd already scored. He's still a top scorer now, isn't he? I want to say.
Yeah, 24 goals,
yeah. So it just shows you how good a season he was having. Then all of a sudden to lose that and to have a new manager come in and try and completely change your style of play and the formation mid-season, it's just caused a lot of turmoil. I don't fully blame Cook because, when you get a new manager coming in, they're going to try and implement their style, aren't they? So, you're not going to blame him for it, but also it's probably put the title, the title was out of our hands weeks ago, like I said, but it's probably thrown a bit of a spanner in the works because we're not playing to the levels we were previously.
That's Agent Cook.
What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah. Oh, they're all coming in. They're all coming in.
One-man team. I've seen them all. I'm watching.
Yeah, I should have disabled that for you lads. Given that. Because it is disruptive, isn't it? I know. When we spoke last time, I said, well, I think James Rowe had just left, had he? When we spoke last time, and I said, do you think that'll affect you? Because whether you lose, you had a great squad. Well, you've got a great squad. Obviously, you had Shamanga in there. Even a change of managers going to disrupt it, no matter what, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. And obviously, when you lose your manager that's got you to the top of the league, playing a certain way, it's weird to have a new manager coming in when you're winning games and change things, isn't it? Usually they come in when you're losing games. So it's just a really weird situation. And then obviously, it's a completely different style, really, to what the players were playing previously, because Paul Cook, as I'm sure you probably know, is very much a passing kind of manager. He likes the expansive passing style of the game, and it can work, but you need the technical players to play it. And I'm not entirely sure if all of our players are up to the task. So far, it seems like they are struggling to adapt a little bit.
What's the atmosphere been like at the Technique Stadium since all this carry on has gone on? Because you were flying high, weren't you? 'Cause obviously, we're going to visit on Monday. I think I get all my dates mixed up in my days.
It's going to get moved again anyway, mate.
Yeah. Well,
Wednesday night, like 10 p.m.
Yeah. But we'll come to that the kickoff time. But just before that, what's the mood like? What's the feeling around the fans? Is it that it's completely gone now and you bemoaning luck, or is it something else? Just generally,
I think it's gone. Any motivation that we did have has definitely gone. Like before Saturday's game against Dover, I was questioning whether to go play cricket or not. Genuinely, than going to watch the game, it was like play cricket. Go expect us to lose to Dover, which nearly happened because they scored to make it 2-1 in the 83rd minute or something daft like that, and then they just collapsed like they normally do. But yeah, it's genuine. It's going down slowly, like a balloon deflating.
It's weird because a year ago we were in this exact same position, fighting for a playoff place with a few games left, and there was a really real feel-good factor around the club, and everyone was really happy about that. And now 12 months on, that feels like a big failure. So I guess that just shows you in a way how far our club has come in a year, that we've gone from being ecstatic to finish sixth place to now being sixth place again and being angry. Well, I mean, quite a lot of people are angry about it. I'm not personally, because I think we made the right decision getting rid of James Rowe, as weird as it sounds, probably from a purely footballing point of view. No, we haven't, because he's a fantastic football manager. But I think morals have got to take priority, haven't they? Even at the cost of, any chance of winning the league, as horrible as the last few months have been, really. But it is what it is. You just crack on, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's football's a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird industry, isn't it? Because he's gone and got another job straight away, pretty much, at Fylde. I mean, I think if ever a manager fits a club, then Fylde and James Rowe are like a marriage made in heaven, aren't they? But it's just like across the whole industry, though. Managers can perform poorly and then just keep on getting jobs. Like Mark Hughes is a good example.
John Sheridan is another one.
John Sheridan. Oh, don't say that. Our friends from Oldham will be in touch, won't they?
He's getting a renewed contract, isn't he, at Oldham, I want to say, for next season.
Well, they want to keep him, but given how much he loves the club, I'd expect if he's not getting the assurances from board level, which from the statement a couple of days ago, I don't think he will be. No. So I wouldn't be surprised if he says, no, you're right.
He nearly took us to the National League North. You know, we were falling quickly. You know, we're awful. Absolutely. We signed Anthony Gerrard at the back, who I'm saying I could have done a better job. Genuinely. He was about 5 stone overweight. So.
Yeah. I'd say his defending was as patchy as his hair, to be honest.
That's a good point though. That because the season before last was when you were near the bottom, weren't you? Almost doing a Southend, weren't you? Or doing a Stockport almost.
Yeah.
But that was when Sheridan got sacked and James Rowe got brought in. I'm just getting my timeline straight here. Is that right?
Yeah, Sheridan got sacked. James Rowe got. No, we had John Pemberton.
No, it was Pemberton, wasn't it?
Oh, Pemberton. Yeah.
That's John Rub of the Green Pemberton, as we call him in these parts. Yeah.
That was it. I remember that.
I do remember those comments for him. The Rub of the Green thing. It was his favourite expression, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it's I kind of feel sorry for him because it must have been tough, especially like during lockdown. Like it must have been tough for these managers, I think, having to like be the figurehead. You know, there's no fans in and everything. It must have been horrible.
Yeah, well, I think he did get the short end of the stick in terms of money as well, because he was here at the back end of our old owners being here. Yeah. So he never really got the chance to build his team, because I think it was about 3 or 4 games or something like that into the new season that the new owners decided to get rid of him and bring James Rowe in. So obviously there was money there because Rowe spent it afterwards. Well, Pemberton just didn't want to spend it. I think he wanted us to try and live on a small budget, and then Rowe came in, and obviously that was thrown to the wind.
Did it ever get confirmed what exactly James Rowe did? Obviously, erring on the side of like libel laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how much we're allowed to say, to be honest.
Every sentence from now on.
I think everyone's heard the rumours. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's not been confirmed, and I don't think the police will ever reveal the details of it, to be honest. But yeah, obviously there's been a lot of rumours about what has happened, and if that is the case, then again, right decision for me completely.
Yeah. I mean, if the police are involved, you can't expect them to do anything anyway, given the carry-on that we've had over the last 48 hours with Monday's game. I don't think Derbyshire police are. I think they're quite inept, to say the least. Oh, what? There's a football game next Monday? Well, we didn't know. Bloody hell. Ridiculous.
So, Monday's game then. I mean, we've had a right palaver, haven't we, on this, when's it being played kind of thing. How's that played out from your side? I guess you're just as annoyed as us with the timings being moved. And obviously, I know we're travelling and we're bringing 2,600, so it's harder for us in terms of trains and whatnot. But it's still a bank holiday Monday, isn't it? Whether it's afternoon or evening for you guys.
Yeah. It's strange because I didn't know it had been chatting on BT Sport, to be honest, until it started faffing around with all the times. So it'll just be a 3 o'clock kickoff. Then all of a sudden it was 5:20. And then I thought, well, that's not going to happen because it just doesn't. Like I think we played Notts County once. It was 5:20 kickoff. We were in Nottingham from 9 o'clock in the morning. So you thought they're never going to make that mistake again. No. And then I just thought, it's going to get changed. And you lot announced it was 5:20, and then we're like, whoa, no, it's not. Well, the police.
Because there was rumours floating around for kind of a couple of hours before it got announced. There was like rumours that it was going to be moved, and then as soon. But then within about 10 minutes of it being announced, it was like, oh, actually, don't get any train tickets yet. It's like, what do we do?
It's absolute carnage, though, isn't it? Because I've seen people on Twitter. There's a lady on Twitter who said that I think she's coming from the other end of the country, not from Stockport, but she's obviously a county fan. They'd already booked hotels based on the time change. They'd already booked hotel tickets or something because of trains and things. And now it's been moved back. She didn't need to do that. And she's trying to get a refund and she's going to lose money. And the new train time's now 40 quid extra, all that sort of stuff. It's like National League don't think about these things before they do them.
It's mental. It's another example of the suits sat in the office who, on paper, make decisions and they don't actually think about how it might affect the people who actually go to the games on the ground. And that's you just got to look at the playoff final venue backlash over the last few days, haven't you, with it being at West Ham Stadium. I mean, it doesn't make huge odds in terms of travelling because either way, we'd have gone to Wembley or West Ham's ground, so it's just the other side of London. But it's more the principle of it, isn't it? What is it? Every single one of the teams in the playoffs currently are either in the Midlands or the North, and they're dragging us down to London, not even go to Wembley.
I think the closest team to West Ham Stadium is 150 miles away, or something daft like that. It's like, why don't we just go to Old Trafford, or Leicester,
Villa Park, or Hillsborough, or something like that. Yeah. Plenty of choices.
Yeah, but you make a good point though, Tom, don't you? With it's usually at Wembley anyway, and everyone, we don't even bat an eyelid when it's at Wembley. That's just a given. The other thing
that is stupid to have it at Wembley as well.
Well, it is, yeah, it is. If it's two northern clubs, I think it is stupid. Yeah. The other thing is that I saw the other day as well, because is the playoff final winner only has 52 days to prepare for the League Two season.
Yeah. I actually went to a Q&A last night with Paul Cook. And someone asked that exact question. They went, if you win the playoffs, you've got 56 days or whatever it is. What happens? He said that they're already planning for it in case it happens. But there's no time for a break. What, do you have 2 weeks off and then everyone's back? Or do you not have a break at all? Do you just plough through? You haven't got time to recruit. You can't recruit anyone, really, in 56 days, especially if they've all gone on holiday, and they're probably already suited for next season. So it just turns into a bit of a palaver, really.
Yeah, and it's not even like in League Two you'd have the benefit of the no transfer window either, would you? Because, at least in this league you can get away with it and sign players a few months into the season, can't you? But in League Two you can't, can you? When does it show? Is it August, September, something like that, the transfer window? You're stuck till January, aren't you? So, it's not enough time, is it, really? I think that needs to be looked at, along with a lot of other things with the National League.
How long have you got?
I know.
That could be a separate podcast of its own, like our manifesto.
Honestly, the amount we've moaned about the National League on our podcast now is just, it's every week pretty much. We've got a new grievance with them, but they keep doing stupid things. Sort of get you out together and we won't slag you off.
Yeah,
it's just basic stuff that, like, if the everyday match going fan is picking up on stuff, then why are the people running the league not just using the brains and thinking, well, it is the fans who are paying to get in every week, and just it seems to be constantly being inconvenienced. And obviously with the TV thing for next week, BT have played a part in that as well. It's not like a week before the game they've suddenly realised that we're both clubs that have got something to play for. So, well, no, you could have told that from like November, December, and then made the arrangements to put it on telly then. Because it's a Monday anyway, so they can put it on telly 3:00 as they have, because the embargo doesn't
come into play. Yeah.
So it's just strange that they've suddenly. It's like they've just looked at the table now at the end of April and gone,
that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so weird.
It is weird.
They've been used to it being a part-time league for so long that suddenly they've got a product now which is arguably bigger than League Two, and they don't know how to run it. I think it's the easiest way to describe it.
Spot on.
It is bigger than League Two if you look at the teams, apart from Bradford. It is.
It's arguably, with almost every single team professional now, it's basically like a League Three, isn't it? And I still maintain that within a few years it'll just be absorbed into the Football League in some way. I don't know how it'll happen. It might get restructured, but I do think it will get absorbed at some point.
I really hope that if we're in the Football League when that vote happens, I really hope we don't, because Yeovil were one of the clubs who voted to pull the ladder up when they were in League Two. They voted against there'd
Did
be
they?
extra
Did they?
promotion places. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
poor,
They
that,
were
isn't it? From a
one of
historic
the
non-league
ones,
team,
yeah.
that's poor, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe they also wanted to do something similar with the championship as well. They wanted to make I think Yeovil voted to make the championship almost into like a Premier League 2, and then pull that ladder up as well. It's like these teams need to just go off and play in America. Just make them go and play in like the MLS or something where there's no relegation. That'd teach them.
It's almost
Yeovil to the MLS.
Yeah. It's almost like we should have discussed this last week when Dave Coates from Glover's Cast was on. Why did we not think of that? I don't know. It's weird.
We had enough on our plate.
So Sunday then. What
Sunday?
Sorry, Monday. This is what Monday then. Because we don't play 3 o'clock on a Saturday again, do we, this season? That's what's doing me head in. Anyway, Monday, 3 o'clock. What are your expectations? What's your predictions? Not score predictions. I mean, just like how the game's going to go, kind of thing.
I don't want to think about that. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. We've been really inconsistent for weeks now. I remember a few weeks ago we played Notts County at home, and in the second half we were absolutely brilliant. Ended up stuffing them 3-1, and it was a really, really good performance. And since then, we've just been so up and down. We don't know what Chesterfield we're going to get. So we could give you a really good game. We could get absolutely rollicked 4 or 5-0. I'm not sure. It could go either way.
Well, I bet you all watched the Halifax game when we played them away, probably. And like the second half, annihilated them for 40 minutes, then let 2 goals slip, and then our manager came out afterwards saying, "What are we doing? We've let in 2 soft goals." So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a draw and class it as a win again. So
I love the way I love it, Oxley, because you're picking up on the comments and bringing it in. I love it.
Do you think you can?
Brilliant.
There's a chance you could crowdfund an interpreter for Paul Cook.
Or some strap stores, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, Nick, don't be dissing Paul Cook. He's on our title screens. He's scored
Agent Paul.
a best ever goal against City. God, you can't be dissing Paul Cook.
I love it. It's the best part about his interviews, to be honest, is just the different tones of his voice throughout it. It changes like 6 times, doesn't it? Fantastic.
I think there's like, like with the X Factor and all that, when it goes to boot camp and wherever they are, Dermot's there. It's like there's a factory of Dermots somewhere and they just send them off around the world. I think that's what's happening with Paul Cook. I think there's like 4 Paul Cooks, all with distinct voices, and they just decide which one to wheel out every week. It's the only explanation.
Yeah, they could clone him, but they couldn't quite get the voice right.
Yeah. Like Family Guy, where Stewie makes the clones of him and Brian, and they're just all a bit off.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, are you expected to sell out on Monday? Obviously, we've sold our allocation, but we're playing well, so it's no great surprise.
Yeah, it's a good question. That there were only 5,000 there against Dover, and that included, I think, 50 Dover fans, which you've got to say fair play to all 50 of them. We're not, already down. So I don't know. I think, like we said, the positivity's waned a bit, but I do think it's a big game. Probably, I think a lot of people might be tempted to just go to the pub though. So I reckon there'll be about maybe 5,500, 6,000 Chesterfield fans. I would have thought something like that.
Good stuff. Okay. Right. Finally, then, because time's up. It feels like we could talk to you for another hour, to be honest, like we did last time. But we've got to press on. Score predictions. Then start with you, Oxley.
2-2.
Hey, love it. Tom,
I'll go 3-3.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I can't handle a 3-3. No, I'm not doing that. I didn't sign up for this.
No.
Big cracker for the telly.
Yeah, for the neutral.
And that's the main thing, as we've established over the last 25 minutes. As long as BT are happy.
It's the people watching it on telly. They're the ones who matter. Come
on. Right, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Good luck before and after Monday.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And perhaps we may be speaking to you in League Two next season or the National League next season, or we might not be talking to you at all.
Or
Maybe
the FA Cup.
Oh, the FA Cup. We might just get together and have a bit of a chat about footy. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Sounds
a
good.
Yeah.
Right, cheers, gents. Take care. See you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, lads.
Take care, lads.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Okay,
That was good.
that was very good. Shall we swiftly move on and bring Chloe in?
Yes, let's.
Let's do that. I'll try to find a nice transition. Let's just do the main transition. This is the Scarf Bagara War, a Stockport County fan-created podcast, blog, YouTube live show and website. Find us at thescarfbagarawar.co.uk. For county fans, by county fans. Hello, Chloe.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You well?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you?
Good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Nervous every day. I don't know about you. How are you feeling generally about the running?
Yeah. Oh, God, it's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it, really? I mean, after we lost at Yeovil, and I was like, oh, no, please, no. Like, I just can't bear this. And then, obviously, then Wrexham lost, and it, like, cheered us all right up, didn't it? But
Yeah.
it's like, it's so close. It's so tantalizingly close, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, I was inconsolable on like 4:45 on Saturday. I felt like I'd been pushed out of a plane. It was just like, oh no, like, I've got no parachute. I was going, oh, it's horrible. And then the Woking parachute kind of
Opened
parachutes
up.
do. Open up. That's what they
Open
do.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hope.
I guess Yeovil was one of those ones where you look at the fixtures and you're like, yeah, we'll win that. And you sort of mentally tick it off in your mind. And then, like, you're 2-0 down, you're like, what is happening? This isn't in the script. It's like you might think you might struggle against Chesterfield or Wrexham or, a game like that. But Yeovil wasn't supposed to be like that.
No, and hopefully it focuses the mind. I went to the Yeovil match and straight afterwards, and we'll talk about the match in a second. But straight afterwards, we were inconsolable. I went with my son and my wife's cousins, two cousins, Emma and Jade. So in the car on the way back, with obviously dead downbeat. My lad sat next to me huffing and puffing. And I'm like, what are you huffing and puffing at? That match. It's like, oh right. It was 20 minutes to go down, that kind of thing. But then we got to Streatham Services for something to eat. And that's when the Woking match was ending. And obviously, it started. There were county fans everywhere, just at Streatham Services. And when it came through that they'd actually lost, it was hooray in Streatham Services. It was the only thing. It was the only way you get that is by doing a longer way journey where you've lost yourself, haven't you? And then you get that slight relief. So on the way home after that, it was like we had the tunes on. We'd bought sweets from WH Smith. Treating ourselves. It was well good after that.
Totally saved Saturday night, didn't it, really?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Definitely.
My other half was just fuming with me on because I was walking around the house screaming. I was screaming at Will Collar so loud he could probably hear me in Yeovil when he got sent off. I was that angry and just slamming doors. Cause I thought, well, I'll keep myself moving about. I'll do a bit of tidying up and what have you. This was the day before I fell down the stairs, so the two aren't related. But I was just absolutely fuming. She took herself off upstairs. She's like, I'm not being with you while it's like this. No, it's not. And then obviously, the Woking equaliser. There was a bit of a cheer, and then when it was full unbridled joy. I love that we're just talking about the Woking game.
I know, yeah.
More than we're talking about our own.
I know. Let's talk about the Yeovil game then. So, I went. Did you two listen? Did you go, Chloe?
No, I listened to that one.
Listened. Okay. So I went, and we'll talk about the smoke emitting device soon, because that was a. I don't want to say pivotal. Obviously, the red card was probably more pivotal, but we just didn't play well. We didn't play like we'd played before. To a certain extent, they played us in the right way, and once they got the lead, all of the dark arts of football came out. When players were going into a corner, like their player was going into the corner, Minion would run up behind him, not even hardly, probably just put his hand on his back or something, to get close to him. Player goes over, free kick. So frustrating. And then when we did actually manage to get the ball in the net, obviously to make it 2-1, somebody throws. It's not a smoke bomb, is it? I don't know. It's like a smoke thing onto the pitch, and that just absolutely kills our momentum. It just killed it dead. It killed it dead. So that whoever threw that, that's on you, really. Not the loss, but that.
You say killed it dead, which ironically is what a lot of people wanted to do to the offender. Weirdly. Yeah, there was no middle ground. It was just ban him, kill him.
Including Dave Challoner, strangely enough, and his post-match interview.
Yeah.
He was really, really angry about it.
Yeah. I thought it's just that, but that's the thing. We've got some youngsters who need educating, and people have done a good job of educating them over the last few months. So hopefully, that'll. I'd imagine there was a few choice words. I didn't normally with this type of like weird behaviour. You see people online saying, "Oh, I saw him bragging about it after the game," but there's been none of that in this case. So I think he's been told. I think because at the end of the day, I saw someone saying, "Well, he's not a fan." It's like, well, he is. He's travelled to Yeovil.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. If that doesn't make you a fan, what I don't know what does.
Yeah, it's just a mistake in it. It's I mean, just don't do it again. Learn about football and pass. Flow, ebbs and flows in games and momentum and all that kind of stuff. Because if you don't know that, then you need to learn it if you're going to watch it. Surely. Or if you do know that, then it's even more stupid for throwing it on at that point. Anyway,
this isn't like an anti-pyro thing either.
No.
No, because at Grimsby, it looked absolutely brilliant at Grimsby.
Yeah.
I was just like, where you walk in, and then we were sort of further along in the corner, and I was like walking past the big flags and the blue flares and everything. I was like, this is just so cool.
Yeah.
It looked so good. But when you're throwing them onto the pitch, like you say, you're interfering with the game itself, and that's when it's stupid.
Yeah, we had somebody let some off at the start of the match as well. When the players were coming out, so it was all amongst us. It wasn't. It was just on the terraces. So that was pretty good as well. I mean, it was a bit coffee. You're like, but it was good, and that's where I took up a couple of pictures. I do like it. I like it, and I saw something online as well that. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but they said that the fan behaviour generally was poor, and I'm gonna rebuff that straight away. We sung for the whole 90 minutes, even when we were 2-0 down, 2-1 down towards the end. Okay, it got a bit of flat towards the end because you could see it ebbing away, but we didn't put a foot wrong, and the Hatters 83 lads were there as well with the big flags and things. So
you could hear that on the radio. You could hear the singing coming through.
Yeah, it sounded like a home game. Mad.
Really?
Yeah. And it kind of took the... Because obviously Yeovil, as we heard from Dave Coates last week, Yeovil had these protests planned and everything. And it kind of... When you've got a big protest against a board member planned, it kind of takes the shine off, kind of takes away from it when you win, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah. I kind of felt sorry for him in that respect. I was like, just give us the 3 points then, and then you can have your protest.
Yeah. Yeah. They it was weird as well because they were very, very quiet up until they scored. And I know I have a bit of an issue with this. I have an issue with this if anyone listened to last week's podcast. But I knew why they were. And even when their keeper made a really good save from Madden, I think it was early on, really good save. Everyone behind the goal, they didn't even clap. They didn't even acknowledge the save. It was a really good save as well. But yeah, they soon perked up once it scored, which is fair enough, I guess.
What about the red card then? Thoughts?
I'm going to do an Arsene Wenger now. I mean, I was too far away to see it, but I mean, judging by post-match interviews, I've not seen it back actually as well. I probably need to do that. It sounded like it was a red card, so no complaints. I don't think. What was it like on the radio? I mean, was it clear cut?
I think they seemed to think it was. Yeah. They didn't seem to argue against it particularly. So
I mean, you see it on the highlights, John Kieran says, "Oh, Collar's going to get a yellow here. Oh, wait, it's a red." But there was no shock or anything. And I think it was stupid to give the referee that decision to make, particularly after Sarcevic. Sarcevic had the same thing happen the other week. It's just, I think we need, and it's been a problem. Also, if you look at the Reds we've had this season, if you look at the Kitching one a few weeks ago, he got sent off for running 50 yards to get involved in something that in like the 95th minute of a game. It's not. I don't think Collar's gone out to hurt the opponent, but it's just easy for the referee there, especially with a home crowd as well. They're going to get on his back, and he's more likely to give it. People saying it's not a red. I'd love to see it happen against us at weekend and see how they're reacting, because like particularly some of them Solihull challenges last week where we were calling for a red card. I think it's one of them. Yeah, you'd be paying for blood if it happened against us.
Yeah. John Keane says he was up 30 seconds later and took the free kick. Yeah. He was. Now, I don't. Just because someone doesn't break the leg doesn't mean say it's not a red card. I'm not sure. John's getting at that, but I did notice that the lad stayed down, took physiotherapy, which states that you have to go off the pitch. Correct?
Yeah. Which no referee in this league seems to know.
No. Well, this one,
most players don't.
Well, this referee didn't, because I think he was there number 8 and he was their free kick taker. He probably said, "Look, I need to take the free kick. Can I stay on?"
Oh, wait a minute. If you, I don't know if it, I guess it must be the same with red card, but if the player who's fouled you has been booked, you don't actually have to go off the pitch. So I guess it must be the same with a red card.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because if you sustain an injury, Why are you made to go off the pitch?
I think you're made to go off the pitch to try and stop people from faking it or cheating. And I guess they think if the opposition player has been booked or red carded for the offence, then it's clearly not cheating.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's a lot of confusion because in the Solihull game, it happened to one of our players where they got fouled. The opposition player was booked and they got treatment, but they were made to go off anyway.
Right.
So I think even some referees don't really know.
Yeah, particularly at this level.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. Oh well, I was fuming that the lad stayed on and took the free kick, but obviously it's correct then, isn't it? It's a fair dues. Yeah. So that was. I mean, that's the Yeovil match. There wasn't really. It was a long way to go for a defeat. I can say that much. Did anything else stick out from you from the commentary? Any good performances? Any bad performances? And let's see if they match up with what I saw.
Hippolyte again. Miles Hippolyte's coming on change. He has to. Well, I think he will start, particularly with the suspensions now. But I say it every week. Signing of the season. Yeah. Every single week I say it, and he's just once again he was pivotal when he came on. Like you said, with the smoke bomb on the pitch, that destroyed the momentum, I think. But he even from looking at the highlights, he was quality again. Absolutely brilliant.
I think he always makes the right decision. You know, when you've got sort of several options as to what to do, he seems to always make the right choice. And even if it doesn't come off, you can see what he was trying to do the right thing. The way he plays just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Do
you think that's down to him being such a Swiss Army knife when it comes to being, a player? He's a utility player,
Maybe.
isn't he?
Yeah.
He finds himself in all these different situations from different matches that he's played. He's just got a natural
more experience of different situations. Yeah. And I did have a kind of a theory about the red cards. I don't know if it really stands up, but it's just something I've been thinking about, that we're trying to play a kind of a sort of a Liverpool-esque style with lower league players. Like, obviously they're not all national, some are higher standard than the National League, but when you try to play that high energy, physical, sort of pushing your opponent to the limit, then I guess with slightly lower standard players than the ones that play for Liverpool, obviously, you're going to get fouls, and sometimes it's going to boil over and sometimes it's going to be a mistake. And I reckon that with another season of working for Challoner, that will probably iron itself out. But I reckon because it's the first season, that could explain. Even some of them might not be tackles, but it might just be that their spirits are so like high that it can boil over into bit too much aggression because they play with such aggression. This is my theory, anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you're playing on the edge like that, that's exactly it. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, what I was thinking about it as well, but just for Collars, not for the others. That I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions here, but maybe he was a bit frustrated that the game was stopped, and he was trying to get the ball back. He was trying to get the tackle in, and they do that counter press really, really well all the time. Well, most of the time, don't they? So maybe just a bit over exuberant to try and get the ball back in what he thought was lost time because of the stoppage from the smoke bomb. That was my sort of theory. But yeah, I totally get on board with yours as well, Chloe. Yeah.
So to sum up, Hippo is quality. And talking of quality, Russ, we are pleased to remind you that this week's podcast is sponsored by Arcade Wow, Stockport's very own manufacturer of premium quality retro-style video arcade machines for the home or business, which come with over 15,000 games, including classics such as Street Fighter and Space Invaders and Mortal Kombat. I won't do the Mortal Kombat thing like I have done every week because no one cares. You can see all their arcade machines and even arrange a visit to their Stockport showroom at arcadewow.co.uk or see the link in the description on our YouTube page. So contact Arcade Wow now for details of your £149 discount, courtesy of us at the Scarf Pagaro. Us. All of us. And with that, I'm going to nip and get a drink. Is that all right? Well, you two crack on.
That's fine. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just me and you now. He's going to get a drink. I'm on coffee tonight, so I won't be nipping anywhere. Just a couple of comments that have come through. Vicky says, "Thank God you called it a smoke bomb and not a flare." This is something that's been doing the. I don't know if you've seen this on. Have you seen this on Twitter, Chloe, doing the rounds?
No.
And that's why I called it a smoke emitting device, because if you say flare, you get loads of people arguing with you. But I wouldn't call it a smoke bomb either, because it didn't explode. But, whatever. Boreham Wood on Saturday. I nearly said Boreham Wood on Monday then. I'm getting all my dates mixed up. What do you think? They've pretty much fallen off a cliff, haven't they, since the FA Cup exploits?
Yeah. I have to say, I found really funny. Because at the end of that game, their manager's going over to the crowd and he's going, "We are going up," and all that. And it's like, you're watching it thinking, I don't think you are.
No.
And clearly, I think when you've expended all that energy into such a big game for your club, that it's hard to raise yourself again for the league after that. I think that was the sort of the pinnacle of their season for them, and they couldn't raise their performances again once they'd done that. Having said that, they'll probably be brilliant on Saturday, won't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. You just know it, don't you? I think they've only won one in the last 9 or 10 or something like that since that FA Cup.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And listening to the non-league podcast this week, they were saying, and I think I'm right in saying as well, at the time they were in the FA Cup or playing whoever they got knocked out by, was it Everton? They were if they'd have won all their 4 games in hand on us, they'd have gone top.
Yeah.
And now there's something like, well, I could tell you they are, if I do my maths really quickly, 23 points behind us.
And because they lost last night at Southend, which is kind of makes you feel better going into Saturday, because if they won, they would have been coming into the game with us on the back of 2 wins in a row there, which is a totally different matter to what one win in 56 or whatever the hell it is they're on.
Well, I remember, it's like you looked at them at the time when they had 4 games in hand, and they, like you say, they could have gone top if they'd won them all. And it always reminds me of something that Dave Jones used to say, and he always used to say, "It's better to have the points in the bag." And
Yes.
it is, even though it was all that time ago, it is still true.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, absolutely.
it's hard when you're chasing it.
So let's take that thought now, and I was going to talk about it later, but we might as well do it now. Wrexham, let's talk about the promotion push. We've got the points in the bag. We need to get to 94 points, don't we? Wrexham, if they win all their games, can only get to 93. How are you feeling then? Just based on what you just said there, points in the bag. Are you not nervous? Are you not like checking the table every day, making sure it's not changed?
Yeah, I'm nervous for sure.
Yeah. We're all nervous, Russ.
No, but I don't know if I get the feeling maybe it's just social media that some people are like, oh no, there's no nerves here. We're going to do it. I watched that team on Saturday against Yeovil. That was the first time I've seen them play poorly since we played Barnet at home.
Yeah, so since Challoner came in,
Yeah, because that was the last game of Rusk, wasn't it? So
yes,
yeah.
even the defeats to Torquay, which was an unlucky defeat. Rotherham, we matched Rotherham.
Yeah.
Wrexham, okay. It was a one-off game, wasn't it? I mean, if that had been a league game, we'd have probably come away with a point because it would have played it differently. And Grimsby, we got the red card, so that's what's playing on my mind now. And I don't want to.
Am I right in thinking we've scored in every league game under Challoner as well?
Yeah.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard them say that on the radio, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, which kind of gets you to that point where you're like, well, they'll be worried about us.
Yeah.
You know, everyone we play now is going to be worried because we score every league game, regardless. So.
Yeah.
So if Wrexham are going to want to beat us next week, they're going to have to score at least 2.
Yeah, and we can afford to lose to them, can't we? Like, if we win the other games.
Yeah. So we need to win 3, don't we? We need another 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 home games, 2 away. That's what I'm grasping onto that we've got 3 home games, which is weird because our away form is better than our home. Or our away record this season is better than our home.
Which, considering we've lost our last 3 away in all competitions, is mad.
Yeah. So, and this is what I'm sort of, with all this information, I'm trying to balance it out, and I can't quite see I can't quite be confident or not. I just like it's just doing me head in.
My other half is an adopted county fan, but he also supports Juve, right? So obviously they're used to winning a lot of league titles, and he's got much more experience of winning league titles than I have as a county fan. We've been talking about it, and he said to me that title races are always like this. And that because when we were winning all the time, and Challoner was saying in his press conferences, we are going to hit adversity, we are going to lose the game, and I'm like, no, we're not. And he said, my other half said to me that it's just normal, and there's always a game like the Yeovil game that you shouldn't lose, and you do lose, and so that kind of made me feel a bit better that this is just like the normal. What normally happens.
Well, you should hire him out as a motivational speaker.
I know.
Just send him out to county fans.
A fan psychologist. Hey, that's good. Do you know, we could start a business, fan psychology.
Yeah, calming people
down. Pay for anything nowadays. We could do that.
Well, yeah. Just get a subscription going, £5 a month.
Yeah.
2 million subscribers. Happy days.
Yeah. Get him in a bath full of ice and charge him £500 for the privilege.
Yeah.
We're getting a few comments in from how other people are feeling. So do message us in with how you're feeling. This one's quite interesting. Happy Hatter. She says she's not going to Wrexham and she couldn't bear it. Now, did you know what? I had a bit of a palaver getting the Wrexham tickets, and that's a whole other story. But I was kind of sat there thinking, well, even if I don't get them, there's not much lost because I'm not sure I could cope with going if there was something, they were 1 point behind. And
it's the fact it's on telly though, because don't you think it'll be even worse? The nerves will be worse watching it on telly. Just pay.
I think so. I
suppose so. Yeah. It's always better when you're there, isn't it? Yeah, you're less nervous when you're at the match. Yeah. I don't know.
You
This
feel,
is-
I
if
just-
you're there, you can somehow feel you can control it a bit more.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you can like suck the ball in. Yeah,
Well,
I just get the other half scowling at me if I should take it out. So
I suppose you can though, can't you, to a tiny extent, and because you're there supporting the actual players, aren't you? And but yeah, I don't know. I'm an absolute nervous wreck. I am. There was another comment up. There was another comment actually up that I agreed with. It was me. Oh, there we go. Was it? Should be enjoying it, but can't wait for the season to be over. That's exactly what I'm like.
But then, as soon as it's over,
Yeah,
within 10
well,
minutes of the
well,
season being over, it's like, wait, how long till August? What, is there any cricket on? What we're going to do for 3 months? You know, mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll miss it when it finishes for sure.
Yeah, we'll miss it, and we absolutely will. And also, we're not. I think there's an element of me because we're not used to this, but. How many seasons have we had? How many seasons have you sat at County dreaming of being near the top of whatever division we're in at the time, hoping that we'd be challenging for the top?
Yeah, actually, that's something that Challoner did say in one of his post-match things, that he said being under pressure like this is a privilege. If you'd have said at the beginning of the season, this is what we would be doing, he was like, these players would have all said, yes, that's what we want. So he's turning it on his head and saying, yes, it's a privilege to feel this pressure and to be nervous because that's what we want.
Yeah.
And if you look at the likes of, Madden, Quigley, the likes of Palmer, Hinchliffe, Jordan Keane as well, who could possibly come in, the winners.
Yeah.
Particularly the lads who've been with us like 5 or 6 years, they've known nothing but winning with us for half a decade. We're not going to let this slip. And just clip that, Wrexham fans, and post that on all your Twitter. It's started.
Yeah, there's other people. Yeah, Matt Bryan, is from the US. I'm not nervous at all. I'm glad you're not, mate. Because honestly,
No, Russ is nervous enough for all of us, I think.
Yeah, it's funny though, because I'm not like you just said it, Chloe. I'm not nervous when I'm there.
No.
But when I'm away from it, it's just so bad.
Slightly going. Go on.
Sorry, I also think that we're nowhere near as good without Starcevic in the team. I think when he was injured, like that, it was the same, that we struggled to those like 1-0 wins and stuff. And I think when he comes back, which I guess will be Chesterfield, I think we'll look different.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to what you said before about playing on the edge. Someone who does play on the edge is Paul Mullin, and he's 1 yellow card away from a 2-match ban.
Yes, he is
as well, which is so I don't know if I can't remember who they're playing at weekend, but should we
Southend?
Should we text their centre halves and say, "Oh, Paul Mullin's been saying this about you. Paul Mullin said you're a bad gimp." Let's see what happens.
But yeah, some good comments coming through. Keep them coming. Cheers for that. So we kind of moved on. That was the promotion push, wasn't it? Should we just? We've kind of covered National League Tin Pottery, haven't we? With the SpireitesWrite lads. Easy for me to say. Cheshire Senior Cup
champions.
You didn't go? Did you? Did you go, Chloe?
No.
No, same. I didn't go either.
I listened, and it was good to hear Glenn Rule on co-commentary. That was a blast from the past. I just got flashbacks of like 2015 or 2016, people saying, "Oh, we'll be all right once Rule and Baggy come back. We'll be fine."
Yeah,
we'll be
remember
fine
that.
once Rule and Baggy are fit. But yeah. But he says he didn't bite the Staley Bridge player. So that was the scoop we needed. Yeah. But yeah, he says he didn't, and I for one believe him.
Did he say what he's doing now, where he's playing, or anything like that?
He's playing for City of Liverpool now.
Oh, is he? Right.
Yeah. But obviously, I think he's a neighbour of John Kieran's. John Kieran's a proper Wirral fancier now, living in the old oblong of dreams. Anyone who's from the Wirral, John Kieran knows him now. He's like, yeah, I'm expecting John Kieran to join Half Man Half Biscuit like soon. Just going for getting on stage with the Coral or something. But Yeah. So he's playing for City Liverpool. I believe he's a personal trainer as well. But he played for Vauxhall Motors as well. Hence
right, the connection. Right.
Yeah. So he knows. I think he knows quite a few of their lads and what have you. But he was a good pundit. I'd quite happily hear him. I do like ex-players as co-commentators. As good as Sam and Liam are both great as well because they really know their onions. They really do. Honestly, I saw Sam burn in the street. I brought a shallot. And he's like, that's not an onion, mate. That's not an onion. So he really does know his onions. But yeah, there's something about having an ex-player. Macaulay Southern Hales was on the other week. He did the co-commentary. I do like a player on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like Sam Byrne's reaction to the Solihull Moors goal. Very, very balanced, wasn't it?
Yeah. Can we just take a second to talk about Sassy Sam on Twitter? Fantastic! Yeah, he's got a bee in his bonnet about the National League, and as well,
quite right too.
Yeah. But I do love the sarcasm dripping from his tweets. You can taste it.
Shall we talk quickly about anything more in the Cheshire Senior Cup? Obviously, strolled to a 5-0 win in the end.
Yeah, it's good to see the by the sound of it, the senior players let the academy lads kind of have the trophy first and soak up the applause and what have you. Yeah, and while we're on the academy lads, Cody Johnson. I mean, the court order prohibits me getting this into any 17-year-olds, but he's new contract. He liked my tweet about him as well. I tweeted that Phil Foden wears Cody Johnson gym jams, and Cody's liked it. So
nice.
That was the weirdest fanboy moment of my life. That was when I realised he's like half my age. I could be his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never been able to say that about a player before.
You're getting old, mate. Getting old.
Oh,
you can't use the editor on Football Manager anymore and put yourself in there because no one would have you, can you?
I don't use the editor. I play it properly how it's meant to be played. Yeah, I don't mess around with the editor. Apart from when Mason Greenwood stuff came out, I paid for the editor then to get rid of him. But
paid for the editor, you don't have to pay for it, do you? The editor comes with it. Anyway, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Yeah, it was nice that, wasn't it? And Cody Johnson as well, just a quick word. He signed a pro deal, didn't he? Or a pre-contract? Because I know he's only 17. Don't know how that works, to be honest. But so anybody that does come along and wants him, they've got to pay cash. So
and we don't need cash. So
no. But that's it. It pushes the price up even further, doesn't it? And that's what we want. We said it on previous pods. We want to soak up all of the talent in the local area. And have them either playing for us or coming through our system at least.
Yeah. I hope we can get it sealed, get the title sealed with a game or two to spare, so we can see him come on at Edgeley Park, make his league debut. That'd be great. That'd be great seeing him Cruyff turning his way to the title against Halifax. Love that.
You've reignited Russ's nerves now by
you have exactly. Yeah. Say just the blase with a couple of games to go.
It's possible though.
Oh no, it's mathematically possible. Of course it is, but I just So where was we? Cheshire Senior Cup. Let's talk briefly about the ticketing system, but not like forever. But I think it needs mentioning, as does the Stewie did last week. I had a right time with the ticketing system this week. Did you try for tickets for Wrexham? Any of you?
Yeah, my mate got mine.
You failed, Chloe.
Yeah.
Did you queue up or was this an online thing?
Online.
Same.
I kept refreshing and it suddenly came up, and then I wanted 3 tickets. I got them. You know how you do. You get them in the basket.
Yeah.
Then put all my payment details in. Went to pay. Oh, the tickets have gone. Went back on, and the problem is once you've had some tickets that have already gone, that's then taken time where other people are grabbing tickets. So once you get back on again, there's like none left.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And from what I can gather from what people have said, I might be wrong. It's been known to happen quite a lot, but because people complained for. Obviously, this hasn't really been a problem for much of the season. It's kind of post Bolton that it's really ramped up. But it seems as though when you go to buy gig tickets, your tickets are reserved. You've got them tickets.
Yeah, they're held. Yeah.
But they've added that onto the system. But from what people have said, it's just for show. It's not actually.
They're not reserved because that's what happened to me. You're allowed to add them to your basket, and like you say, if it was a gig or something, they would be yours for like 5 minutes or something while you did the payment bit. Yeah. But if somebody else has grabbed those tickets and paid for those same tickets quicker than you lose them.
Yeah. And added to that, it's been clear for a while that the system can't differentiate between season tickets and half-season tickets, which is why last few events that have come out, it's been season ticket holders and half-season ticket holders. Which, there's a case to say that's a bit unfair that half-season ticket holders, but it is what it is. But this time round, it was the day after for half-season ticket holders, but that's not actually the case at all. I've seen multiple half-season ticket holders who managed to get a ticket.
They just tried it and it worked.
Yeah, apparently they're getting cancelled though. From what people at the club shop have said, those people who got half-season tickets who bought tickets when they came out will be getting their tickets cancelled. So I'd keep an eye out, people, if you didn't get one, because I think there may well be another wave coming on sale.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
But the system we use, future ticketing, just from ironic. So from looking at their website, we are the provider of ticketing software for 9 of the 10 teams in the League of Ireland Premier Division, 4 teams in the League of Ireland First Division, along with 6 teams in the Northern Ireland Irish Premiership. In the UK, we work with St Johnstone, Raith, Montrose FC and Dundee United FC. And are building our presence in England with Fleetwood, Rochdale, Stockport County, and Barrow. Now, I'm assuming with that Fleetwood connection, it's a Rick Simkin thing. I'd imagine he's picked that. I hope we're moving next season because we are by far the biggest club on any of those.
Yeah.
Like even Fleetwood, they might be a couple of divisions higher than us.
Yeah, but they get less fans, surely.
Exactly.
There's less demand for tickets.
Yeah, they're not selling out home or away.
No.
So it's not an issue. It's not an issue for any of the clubs on there. So hopefully, once the season finishes, there'll be recriminations. I don't think recriminations are needed. I don't think people could have foreseen the increase in demand.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's not the club or the provider's fault. I guess it's just what it is. They're not gonna invest a load of money to foresee a Chesterfield match. Oh, sorry, a Wrexham match. That's just a one-time thing for them. Yeah, but by some miracle, I managed to get 2 tickets. So I was refreshing, and I've got a job to do. So I had a meeting. So I thought, well, I've got a meeting in 5 minutes. I've got to go. So left my laptop to one side. Just before my meeting started, in the corner of my eye, I saw somebody tweet and said, "It's back up now, the site." So I quickly swiveled on my chair, did it, put everything's an autofill for me, so it's just all banged straight in, and got 2 seats that are nowhere near each other for me and my lad. And there was about 10 blue dots left.
I'd be very surprised if people are sitting in their allotted seats anyway. They certainly weren't at Bolton.
No. Yeah. I'm always worried. I tweeted it last night, I think. I'm always worried. I'm torn between I don't want to be the person that gets moved and I don't want to be the person that has to move somebody.
Yeah.
So, sort of stuck in the middle, aren't you?
Well, I had it at Bolton. Like, someone was in my seat, so we went and sat elsewhere. And then, obviously, someone else comes up and says, well, these are my seats. It's like, well, do you want to go and tell the person who's in my seat? And then they're going to go and say, well, do you want to tell the person who's in my seat? And instead of watching the game, you're doing a trip of the stands to say, on your bike, pal. So it is. To quote Steve Rusk, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and Happy Hatter again, quite rightly. We need to answer the questions about loyalty. I saw that Clear Blue Skies tweeted a few links just from looking in 10 minutes on the clubs that had recently implemented loyalty schemes.
Yeah, I saw that. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, the Bradford one looked really good, actually. I still maintain it's not easy to implement because unless you just you start from now. If they want to do it's going to start from now, unless they do some like purchase history analysis, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. And then you've got a starting balance on your loyalty points. But yeah, it needs sorting. It feels like the two main issues at the moment are stewarding at home matches and the loyalty scheme.
Yeah.
All centered around the fan base.
It's a nice situation to be
in.
That.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's got to start being a fan at some time, haven't they? So I mean, you do want to be welcoming that, and it's the thing that's going to push us forward and grow the club and all of that. So, I guess we have to try and be a bit understanding of new fans. A bit of give and take, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said last week, don't mind new fans as long as they adhere to certain rules. Like if it's a City fan, don't wear your top.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't spend the whole match behind me talking about how great Vincent Kompany is. Don't do that. No. Watch the match. Don't slag off the standard of football you're watching. You're there to watch the football. So yeah, there's certain rules, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Just mutual respect, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, not mutual. I've got no respect for Man City. No,
I don't mean for that.
Yeah. What else have we got to talk about? We've talked about the ladies. Oh, the ladies. They finished their season.
Didn't they?
Yeah, it's the final. We're going to get Steve back on. I know Steve does watch the show, so we're going to get Steve back on. I've arranged with him for the end after our season is finished, so we can sort of bookend the seasons with like a roundup of the ladies on that dedicated show. I think their season's finished. They finished with a good win as well, didn't they, the other day? Anything more on that, Nick? Because I honestly don't know. I've not looked it up, to be quite honest. I'm not prepared for the ladies because I wasn't speaking to Steve. So,
well, they've got the final. It's the final home game next. It's this Sunday at Stockport Sports Village, 2 p.m. versus Durham. So it sounds like there's a few, and obviously you get. I think is it reduced entry or free entry with your county season ticket?
Free with a county season ticket.
Yeah, and there's a bar.
Yes, I do apologise, Steve, if you're watching. You sent us a message and it's there in front of me now. I can see it. Sorry, yes. That's what...
It's like Russ has just been drinking heavily to get over the nerves. And, he's forgetting all sorts. Like he forgot he had a son. He left his son in Yeovil on Saturday and then got halfway over. That's why he stopped at the services, wasn't it? Well, he had to turn around and go back and get him.
No, he just caught up. He ran on the hard shoulder. It's fine. So yeah, it's Durham. It is Durham.
The Pink Panthers' favourite team.
Durham Sestria. Pink Panthers' favourite team.
Durham.
Oh. Okay. So yes,
I'm not proud of myself.
2 o'clock on Sunday. So you could go Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday to watch County.
Yeah, and you can drink all the way through that if that's your type of thing. Or you can not drink. It doesn't matter. It'll still be enjoyable. It's winning teams, isn't it? Two winning teams. Don't need to be pissed for that.
So yeah, Sunday. Apologies for that, Steve, but we've done it now. So yeah.
Who's done it?
well, you did it, and then I realised. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all I had on my list. How's your Tortoise pod going, Chloe? Is that going well?
Yes, thank you. Yes. I'm probably not supposed to announce this but
exclusive.
It is coming to an end at the end of the season, unfortunately. But I have another job lined up, so it's okay.
Nice. They're not going to take all the old ones down, are they? Are they still going to remain up there?
So, no. basically, it is Tortoise are a news company, and because they've brought out a football podcast, it's done pretty well in terms of numbers, but it's nowhere near their news podcast numbers. And obviously, it's all about the figures and everything like that. So they think because they're not a football brand that it's not gone crazy like some of their news stuff does. So, but it's been so much fun. I've absolutely loved it, and it's been talking about the proper stories from football. So
yeah. That's a
Yeah,
shame.
I love it. It's almost like following the subtext. It's kind of like the little subplot sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's you know, type of stuff you're not going to hear. I'm glad all the shows are going to still be there anyway, because I'm kind of like catching.
As far as I know, I'm probably not supposed to tell anybody. So anyone.
Well, most people have stopped watching by now anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, can you tell us what you are moving on to, or is that secret?
Not yet.
Or...
Not
okay,
yet.
okay,
But,
fair enough.
yeah, it's good. So.
But you'll still be available to come on here, won't you?
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, good. Good.
That's the main thing here. Not
Yeah,
your
sorry.
career or anything.
Yeah, not your mortgage. As long as you can come on here.
Just mess around with us for an hour every couple of weeks.
Good stuff. Right, we've got some things to announce, really, haven't we? Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to mention actually that I've spoken to a few people recently at recent matches that have said that they enjoy the show. So it's always nice to speak to people who watch. So thanks very much. I find it really difficult, I'll be honest with you, because people say hello and I don't know who they are. So I have to look them up on Twitter and things. But I do that, and it's fine. So Arthur, spoke to Arthur at Yeovil. That was a good, I had a good chat with Arthur. Saw Ben at Yeovil as well.
Yeah, so I saw the picture of you looking like a catalogue model.
I was going to, I was going to wear my specs, me shades, for a little intro before, but I gave up on it. Yeah, just gave up. Elite Ginge as well. I spoke to him at Grimsby. Really nice chap, and thanks us for what we do. And then honestly, this is a really good one in Streatham Services. I'm going to go back to Streatham Services. That's such a good time.
This is a new Nuneaton for you, isn't it?
I know, yeah. A guy just out of the blue just like shouted me and said, "Really enjoy what you're doing." An older gentleman. He said, "I really enjoy what you and Nick do on the podcast. Keep it coming." He said, "I don't know. I'm not very technical, so I don't know how to comment, but take this as my comment." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." And I shook his hand, and it's just really nice in it to get that kind of feedback.
Yeah, I think when you do something and you put yourself out there, it is weird when people come up to you and they recognise you. It's a bit like being almost famous, isn't it? But it does. This is what you do it for, isn't it? You do it so people enjoy it, and then when people do, it's great. Yeah,
I think Des Inks Jr. Coined it perfectly when I wrote some answers to some of his questions, and for an article he did, and he basically started the article with him being a fanzine producer. The most we ever ask for or get is when you're walking through county, people look at you as if to say, "I know that face," and then that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to put it. But yeah, we do it because everybody enjoys it, and for the exiles as well. Obviously, bringing people closer to county.
We enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
I know my face doesn't look like I do, but I really do. It's the highlight of my week.
Is it? Highlight of your week?
Yeah.
Going county's my highlight, I would say.
All right. But
or spending time with my kids. I've got to say that.
Get that in there. Yeah.
Okay. Admin before we go.
Admin, yes. What admin do we have? Do we have some admin?
Yes, I've got 3. Oh no, actually, we need to do the ticket giveaway as well. Do you want to do that?
Yes. So we are giving away a pair of tickets for the night, the county shirts night.
Wait, just wait. We're going to do a ticket giveaway, so we're going to do another competition.
You're joking. Not another one?
There we go.
I'm so glad I kept that. You know, I was messing around. I was messing around on the studio thing the other day, and I thought, should I get rid of that? I was like, no, I'll keep that just in case. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, so we'll give away a pair of tickets for it's Peter Ward and Ben Walker at Notion, Friday the 13th of May, which is going to be shaping up to be a magnificent county weekend at Notion on Vernon Street. So we're going to give you like 48 hours. The guests are
Confirmed.
Special guests, as you accidentally confirmed one last week, but luckily it was right at the end when no one was watching and no one noticed. So yeah, Alan Lord and Jim Gannon are both confirmed as guests. So starting now, you've got 48 hours to comment Wardy in the chat, and then we will pick a winner. That's Wardy, Wardy. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, job's a good one. So we'll give you 48 hours to pick a winner, and then we'll.
But that's not in the chat. That is in the comments of the video.
Yeah. Go to the video on YouTube and in the comments, right, Wardy. Stop it, Ian Dowden. Stop it, Jamie Willis, you silly sausages.
No. Do it in the comments below. And while you're there, like the video as well.
You know, that wasn't even our fault it went wrong. That wasn't our fault.
I know.
This time. Well, the last one wasn't our fault, really. Well, kind of your fault a bit, wasn't it? What have you got any admin, Russ?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
I was gonna come on. You do yours, and I'm going to smoothly move on to the others.
Right. Well, I've got two things for admin. We are going to do hopefully going to do a fan hub event very soon before the season ends at the King's Tap. So we're just working that out. Basically, that'll be ticket through the app. It's a free ticket. You'll get a free pint when you get there, and we'll do a podcast basically with a guest.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
Where's the King's Tap, Russell?
Cheadle Hume.
Yes.
Hume.
Yes, it is.
Yes. That's I've never spoken that posh before, because I'm from Bridgall and Brinney.
And you never will again.
Hume.
You best get some elocution lessons before we go up there.
I need them. And then, assuming we do go up, and I hate bringing this up again, but assuming we do go up, we are going to be in Notion from 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock on Sunday, the 15th.
Well, you'll be there from 12. I'm just gonna rock up at like whatever time I want and start drinking. I'm gonna be about 8 pints deep by the time you get there, mate.
Right.
Decided.
Okay. It's okay. So it's just
you're babysitting me that day.
Right. Okay.
You're making sure I get safely to my door.
And then the other one is, well, you might have it. Hatters Half.
Yes, the Hatters Half Marathon is. Let me just get the date. Well, I'm contemplating running it, Russ. So that should be funny, shouldn't it?
Oof, yeah.
So yeah, it's Sunday the 4th of September. The race starts at Edgeley Park and follows the River Mersey. It's a lovely route. I've marshalled it on a previous occasion. It's a bloody lovely route. Follows the River Mersey down to Northenden and forms a loop at Ford Lane and Boat Lane before returning to the finish in Alexandra Park. Unfortunately, it's not Alexandra Park near me in Manchester. It's Alexandra Park in Edgeley, because I thought, well, that'll be handy. I'll get home quick. But so it is Sunday the 4th of September. It's £22 for affiliated runners to UK Athletics and £24 for non-affiliated runners. All profits going towards the Danny Bagara Statue Fund, which is creeping up very nicely. So go to allthews.hattershalf.co.uk, and they're also looking for volunteer marshals, which is actually a good day out doing the marshalling. So get in touch with John Giles or the co-op to put your name down for that. It's like 3 or 4 hours work in the afternoon with some cool people, and you get to watch people much fitter than you doing exercise and feel awful about yourself.
Fair dues. Was that all you had? Any more?
Yeah, I'll move on to the record, to the LP, because that's gonna link nicely into the next bit of admin. So this week's LP, for the people asking, is the Corals, Coral Island.
Oh, nice.
You're a fan of the Coral, aren't you, Russ?
Yeah.
It's new indie, is what it is, Russ.
Yes, yeah. Yes, of course.
relatively new indie.
It is
and
new indie, yeah. Was
from
it
Sunday-
was it released within the last 5 years?
It was. I checked.
It's new indie. It's new indie.
I checked. Well, to be honest, mate, Libertines are new indie to me. They were out in like 2002. But for those people who are going to be listening to Russ on Greater Manchester's Real Rock Radio on Sunday, Russ with his classic indie show, and straight after that, I'll be on with the new indie show as of this Sunday. Just been putting the show together, and there's some fantastic stuff. Some local unsigned Stockport bands as well.
Nice.
Yeah, you won't get that everywhere. So tune in for Russ Johnson. Stick around for me.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Did I miss any other admin while I was doing
No,
that?
that's
I was,
all
I was
I had.
concentrating on getting that link right.
They've done it really, really well. Chloe, have you got any admin? Is there anything you want to say or plug before we go?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I am looking for other female football fans to contribute opinions about problems or worries about talking about football. I'm, to be honest, when I first started working, as a football writer and stuff like that, if I got invited on a podcast, I'd just be absolutely terrified. And I think having the courage to speak up and give your opinions, it's not easy. Because even if it's how you feel yourself, you feel like you might be being judged or, ridiculed or whatever. Even if it's not the case, you've still got that fear. And I'm hoping to put something together in the near future that's going to help people and give them confidence and bring them out of themselves, so that more women can talk about football and join in the conversation and not have to feel too worried about it. So if you keep your eye on my Twitter, I'm going to be tweeting about it quite a bit and looking for experiences and opinions and stuff like that.
And if anyone from the club is watching, I've noticed Her Game Too have advocates at each club, kind of liaison officer type thing.
Yeah,
so,
I've wondered that if County wanted to get involved with that.
Get your shit together, County. We're lagging behind here.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of female fans that like to be honest.
Yeah. I think we have more than I've seen. I was talking to my girlfriend's dad about Scunthorpe and what have you, and he said it's compared to us. I think we've got we've got women in decent positions on the co-op board and stuff like that as well. So it's I think we're missing a trick there, not getting involved with the Her Game Too. So also follow Her Game Too on Twitter for more on that.
Yeah. The club has affiliated itself with Her Game Too, though, hasn't it? It did that a while ago.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
yes.
That's right. Yeah, they did the game, didn't they? So hopefully it'll become more of a regular thing. Because looking at what some clubs are doing, we're lagging behind.
We are.
A shame
I think we are now. Yeah, we are.
In other respects, we're well ahead of other clubs. So, but I'd imagine hopefully the summer will be the time when the club look at where they're lagging behind in certain areas, and we can, including ticketing as well and other stuff we've talked about. Just watch us, and we'll tell you everything that's wrong.
I don't think there's a particular problem at County, I must say. I think because there's always been a lot of female fans. I think County fans are generally really good with stuff like that. But there's always room for improvement, and there's always good ways to raise awareness of it and stuff like that. So. But yeah, I do think from my experience that being at County is not a particular problem being a female.
Yeah. So I know you said you were going to tweet it, and you are at Chloe Beresford.
At Chloe J. Beresford.
At Chloe J. Beresford. Do you know? I didn't even know that. I've tweeted you a load and I didn't even know you had a J in it. At Chloe J. Beresford. But if someone isn't on Twitter that's watching this show, how can they get in contact with you? You weren't prepared for that, were you? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll get your email address or whatever you want to give us, and we'll pin it as a comment at the top of the comments.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay.
You can also get in touch with us at contact@scarfbagao, or we're on the message boards. And
Yeah, you can
Facebook and
you can
Twitter,
pass it
so
on to me.
we
Anything,
can
can't you?
pass stuff on. Yeah.
No problem. Good
Let's
stuff.
make men the secretaries.
Don't
I
mind.
like
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. No, I like that. That's a really good positive way to end the show. Love it. As I noticed, I've noticed as well. I mean, we just to talk about this a bit more. Actually, we do see our demographics of who watches our show, and even back in the day when we started, we saw the demographic as well, and more women have started to listen and watch our show than ever before. It's rising. It's rising.
That's
Parting
great.
down for you coming on, Chloe, but we were making good inroads on that as well, weren't we, Nick? So. It's something we are passionate about, is being diverse and inclusive. So yeah, good.
Unless you're a City fan.
Yeah, well, obviously,
Yeah.
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 Not talking about football allegiances.
Inclusivity only goes so far.
Depends who you support.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I've just seen
go on.
this comment say is somebody goes with a 16-year-old daughter with some of the songs. I must say the one that starts with "Oh, Stockport County is wonderful," you know the one I mean.
Yeah.
I really think that one, it would be so good if that could be got rid of, because people with young daughters, it just makes lots of people uncomfortable. And
I was uncomfortable with that when I was 10. So it astounds me that it's still being.
Well, yeah, I mean, I went with my dad from being young, and you hear it, and you're like, oh God, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he must have been thinking the same.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that can get fixed. And it also gets followed up with "Manchester's full of shit," which is just factually incorrect more than anything else. So that song was just terrible on both fronts.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs that are factually incorrect, isn't there?
Well, I watched the Bristol Rovers game the other week, and I don't think they are by far the greatest team in the world.
Well, this is it. I remember Dave Espley saying on this podcast, we sing we're by far the greatest team. What by far the greatest team the world has ever seen? What, better than the Real Madrid of the 60s?
Yeah. Brazil 1970.
Yeah, our favourite. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't want to trivialise an important message. It's,
Absolutely.
really good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Get woke, dickheads. Come on, it's 2022. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to people who just still sing that shit. It's more of a minority than it used to be, but it's still too prevalent.
Still there, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, I see someone pointing out in the comments, what about FU Wrexham? We're going to win the league. If you can't see the difference between that and this. Well, that was 6,000 people being misogynistic towards Wrexham in that song.
Put it this way, I would join in with one and not the other.
Yeah.
What a night! Oh, it's been fantastic. So you normally say that, Russ. I don't know. I just sit here looking gormless while you wrap it up.
It doesn't matter who says it. Do you want to wrap it up? Go on, you wrap it up.
No,
go on. Go on. No.
No. I've gone shy now.
Right, Chloe. Thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers.
We're going to continue. No problem. We're going to continue these through the summer. So you're more than welcome to come on. As every month, like we've arranged. But I don't want to have a production meeting now, which is what we tend to drift into. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Nick. As always, love you.
Oh, I love you too, mate.
There you go. Yeah. See?
Oh,
I'll change it up a bit. And to everybody,
my girlfriend doesn't even say that to me.
And to everybody that's watched and commented either on the podcast or the YouTube playback, thank you very much. If you can like and subscribe on YouTube and any podcast player you're on, please do follow, like, star, comments, whatever it is for that particular podcast player. I'm sure I've missed something out there. And we will be back next week, and hopefully we will be closer to the title.
We could even be champions, depending if there's like if something mental happens, we could be.
Nick,
We-
that's
we
enough.
could
That's enough.
be.
I'm ending it now.